I'm loading Windows Server 2022, and after booting off the DVD, we can see that we've got the boot menu here. And I'm just going to go ahead and choose the language that I want as well as the keyboard, and then I'll click Next. If you're having problems with your computer and you need to repair it, then you can click on the Repair Your Computer option, and you'll get a new menu that has all different types of tools you can use to repair your computer. After restarting, I'm back to the original boot menu, and I'm going to install. I'm now being prompted for the product key, and if you don't have a product key, you can continue, but you won't be able to continue using Windows Server 2022 fully until you license it. Now we see several different operating system options, and this could change depending on the type of DVD that you have in your possession. Sometimes you'll see more options for different versions, and sometimes you'll see less. In this particular case, it's showing me the standard and the data center versions. Now, we want to be careful about which one we pick. First off, we want to make sure that we have the one that we're licensed for. So in this case, I'm going to be using the Windows Server 2022 standard version, but I want the desktop experience option. If I choose the standard without desktop experience, then I'll just end up getting a command prompt instead of the full graphical user interface. So I'll choose that option with desktop experience and click Next. Now we need to make sure that we take a look at the license agreement and accept that and click Next. Now we want to choose whether we're upgrading our operating system or a custom new installation. If this were an upgrade situation, you would do that while you're logged into Windows Server. In my case, this is a fresh installation, so I'll choose Custom. If this drive had data on it, then I would want to format it to get rid of all the data that's on it to continue. But even if I don't, it will format it for me. In this case, it is a brand new drive, so I'll just click Next. Now the operating system is installing. It's going to go through the operating system files and the installing features, updates, and then finishing up. Make sure that your computer is connected to the internet when you do this portion, so that way you can get those updates from the internet. The installation time on this portion will vary greatly depending on the resources you have, how much RAM, your CPU speed, and the type of hard drives that you have. For instance, SSD drives will go much faster than more traditional spindle drives. And if you have more processors or faster processors and RAM, then of course that will affect it as well. Once the installation is complete, the server will restart and we'll be able to log in for the first time into our 2022 server. We're now given the option to put in a password, which I'll do right now. You need to have at least one capital letter and one number. And I'm now logging in as the administrator, which is going to be the default username for the first time. Next, you're going to see some things pop up on your screen, like adding in the personalized settings. You may also get this network pop-up that's asking if you want to have your PCs discoverable by other computers. So I'm going to click yes to that to make it more easy to find. And what that'll do is it'll open up a firewall port that will allow that. There's not a real security issue by doing that, but you can certainly say no if you'd like, and you can turn it back on later. I'm going to click on Settings. And here's one of the things you want to do when you first set this up before you turn anything else on. And that is you're going to want to run Windows updates. And that way you'll stay secure before you actually turn this into a production computer. Now, if you get an error like that, it probably means you don't have a DHCP server on your network, so you're going to need to add a static IP address. So I'm going to go ahead and open Network and Settings, and then I'm going to scroll down to the Network and Sharing Center. And that's going to open up the traditional control panel. So I'll click on Change Adapter Settings. And now I'm going to assign an IP address. I've already checked to make sure there's a free IP address I can set this statically with. So I'm going to go ahead and enter that now on TCP/IP version 4. I've entered in my IP address, subnet mask, and gateway. Now, since this computer is not a member of a domain controller, I can use a public DNS server such as the Google DNS. But once I add in Active Directory, I'm going to want to point this particular DNS server to the DNS server of the domain controller. Now I'm just going to open up a command prompt by typing cmd. And I'm just going to make sure I can get out to the internet. And I can. Now I should have no problem going back and running my Windows updates. We also see Windows Server Manager, and from here we can add roles and features, as well as make other changes. Here we can see Microsoft Edge, which is the default web browser, although you can add additional ones like Firefox and Chrome if needed. This was known as the Windows Server 2022 Interactive Setup because I was prompted to make every decision during installation. You can choose this method or one of the many automated installation options for Windows Server 2022.